Hello everyone, my name is Pratik Prasoon and today I'm going to discuss some of the important issues. When we see the newspaper, it can be divided into three parts. The first part is news, which are quite important for current affairs, fact and information is there. Apart from that, the second thing is issues. Now the issues are those things which are going to linger for a week or two. Upon that there will be views of people, editorial will be there. Okay, that is called views. So more than views, what is important is issues are also important for UPSC mains, and suppose you are appearing for some GD or maybe some interview, issues are important. They might ask you some questions. Coming to the first issue which we are going to see today is the Indus Water Treaty and the Salar Reservoir. So basically, the Indus Water Treaty is a landmark water sharing agreement signed in the year 1960 between Ayub Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru. The mediator was World Bank. It governs the distribution of six major rivers of the Indus system. All the perennial river which will have basin in India or Pakistan will have origin in the Himalayas, and the Indus has origin in the Mansarovar lake, and from there it will come, and it is joined by many of the tributaries like Satluj is there, and then you have Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, etc. So the western rivers, they are Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. They were given to Pakistan. ICJ, Indus, Jhelum, Chenab. India can utilize that water also, but for agriculture purpose only and for hydroelectric power only. It cannot divert the water from going to Pakistan. That was the deal. The second thing is eastern rivers. They are Ravi, Bias and Satluj. They were given to India. That is, you can use the water as you wish. See, some of the water is going to flow to Pakistan also. I'm not saying that it will be used 100% by India, but India can divert water, can make canals, and so Ravi, Bias, Satluj were given to India. Indus, Jhelum, Chenab were given to Pakistan. This is the first information. Then we'll come to active disputes which are covered in the Hindu in recent past. So here you can see I have made the diagram for the important tidal projects which are there upon the river Chenab and Jhelum. Chenab river projects are shown in red dots. They are Salal hydroelectric power project, then Baglihar, then Dulhasti 2, and then Rattle Dam. Whereas if you will go to Jhelum, you will have Sawal Koti Dam, you will have Kisan Ganga hydroelectric power project. So these are very important. We are going to see why they are so important. First of all, Kisan Ganga HEP, which was quite old, it is also called Kisan Ganga River or Neelam River. Then you have another project, Sawal Koti Dam on the Jhelum River only. These two are on Jhelum. Come to Chenab. On Chenab, you have Salal hydroelectric power project, then Baglihar Dam, and then Rattle Dam, and then Dalhasti Dam. We are going to discuss that in quite detail. Having learned about these projects, let us come to the first thing. What happened? So in May 2025, there was an attack on Pahalgam. After the Pahalgam attack, what happened? India held that the Indus Water Treaty will go into abeyance after the Pahalgam terror attack, citing cross-border terrorism and national security concerns. India said the treaty will remain held in abeyance until Pakistan credibly stops support for terrorism. So the very first thing is, a week ago there was a news on 27th December that environmental clearance was approved for Dalhasti Stage 2 project. It is over the river Chenab, as I told you. It says centers green panel gives nod to Dalhasti Hurdle Power Project on Chenab. So it was in news. Now come to Sawal Koti Dam, which is on the river Chenab again. Testing governance on the Sawal Koti hydroelectric project. So this news is from October 14. Now come to Rattle Dam project, which is over river Chenab. This is under construction, and what is happening? The locals are disturbing. They are not allowing the construction company to do it. Megha Electric and Infrastructure Limited threatens to pull out of 850 megawatt Rattle project in Jammu and Kashmir if the threats political interference not stopped. So this is from December 14th, 2025. So these names are important. Now come to more important, Kisan Ganga, which is upon Jhelum River. This is already operational, and Kisan Ganga River is also called Neelam River. India categorically rejects Court of Arbitration's supplemental award on Kisanganga and Ratal hydropower project. So what was happening? The case of Kisanganga and Ratal hydropower project was taken by Pakistan to Court of Arbitration. Now that is a body which is there in Hague. Now they gave something called supplementary award, which India has said we are not going to agree with it. We are going to reject it. And why it is so, we'll understand. Indus Water Treaty has a graded mechanism to resolve a dispute. Suppose a dispute arises. There is step 1, step 2, and then step 3 is there. The first step is permanent Indus Commission formation. The second one is neutral experts should be there. The third one is then only you should go to court of arbitration, which is the last resort. So what Pakistan did, Pakistan by bypassing the first step and second step has gone directly to court of arbitration, which is not in the spirit of Indus Water Treaty. And that is why India has said we are not going to agree with it. It is against the treaty itself. Let us come to Shanti Bill. So, what does the Shanti Bill change? So, what is this Shanti Bill and why it is so important? So, Shanti stands for Sustainable Harnessing and Advancement of Nuclear Energy in India Bill. So it is all about nuclear energy or private parties playing a role in nuclear energy. So it aims to reform India's nuclear power sector by moving sector from fully state control to partially open for private participation. So it is a policy which is neoliberal policy, you can say, where the market is allowed to function or they can participate into it. So it allows private Indian companies in the nuclear energy sector by ending the NPCL monopoly which was there or the government monopoly. It will allow to build, own and operate nuclear power plant by private parties, participate in equipment manufacturing, fuel cycle operations and R&D. Government retains 51% control over sensitive activities like fuel, waste, enrichment, etc. Now come to nuclear liability regime. Now people are saying that the regime which is quite loose is this one, nuclear liability. So it caps operators liability, removes supplier liability, and liability shifts beyond a particular cap to the union government via nuclear liability fund. There will be something called nuclear liability fund maintained by the government. Suppose something happens. So the liability will have two parts. The first part will be taken by the company, private company that will be having a cap, and beyond that it will go to the government through nuclear liability cap, which people are some of the critics are saying is not good. Okay, and then justified as making India attractive for investment. Yes, many companies may be invest in India and we can have better R&D and cheaper electricity and all, and it will also give us energy security. Now it is criticized for diluting the polluter pay principle. So there is a principle that if you are responsible for polluting or creating waste, then you should be paying for that. Now that is not there because of the liability cap, etc. Now there will be something called Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. Whenever the privatization of any sector is happening, for example, telecom sector, then you have TRAI. So here you will have AERB, which is your statutory board. What is the meaning of statutory? You will have legal backing. It is made by parliament. So that is why it is a statutory body which is going to regulate the sector for accountability to the parliament. And it will have power over safety, radiation protection, licensing, inspection, and emergency preparedness and waste management. All of that is going to be seen by Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. Then what are the arguments by the government in support of this? The first one is the solar wind capacity of India is limited by geography and storage cost. Nuclear energy ensured energy security, low carbon electricity, and reduced fossil fuel imports. India already is self reliant uranium processing, reprocessing, and fast breeder and thorium program. And therefore, it is a good time to open this sector. Now, what are some of the criticism? Some of the criticism are public safety and waste disposal challenge, no supply liability despite disaster like Bhopal, Fukushima, Chernobyl, etc. Caps on compensation inadequacy or is it is not complete overrides RTI Act. So there are information which will remain hidden, which is not good, then exempts key nuclear information from disclosure, which is the same thing, similar thing, removes nuclear workers from the general labor safety law, which is again a concern. Seen as profit driven and it will risk because in the past we have seen whatever happened in Chernobyl, whatever happened in Bhopal, and whatever happened in Fukushima. That is why we should be careful about that safety. So, what is the bill? The bill is going to throw open the nuclear sector to the private players. They can own, they can build, they can operate the nuclear power plant, and they can also invest in R&D, fuel cycle operation, equipment manufacturing, etc. It is going to attract investment and is going to help India earn or gain something called energy security. That is why it is good. Now it is loose at what? At liability, because there are so many caps which are there for the private players, and there is a nuclear liability fund which will be there by the government. Now there will be a regulatory body which will be directly answerable to the parliament, Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. And then I told you about criticism, it is not that transparent, and people say it is for profit, not for safety. Now come to another article which was there. It is all about life on Earth. There was an asteroid called Bennu. Now, this asteroid, you had a mission, Osiris X. That mission went there and took some of the rock samples and came back in the year 2023. Now, whatever rock samples was bought, that is being studied, and some of the fascinating findings have come from there. Asteroid Bennu samples collected by NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission contains organic molecules which are linked to life. It is speculated that life must have reached Earth from outside of solar system, and this is one of the proof. Scientists found ribose, glucose, amino acids, and nucleobases, essential building blocks of RNA and DNA in that rock samples. They also found the presence of ribose strongly supported RNA world hypothesis. That is, life began with RNA before DNA and protein or complex molecule developed. Bennu samples include nitrogen-rich polymers, suggesting nitrogen delivery from space may have aided early life. Discovery of pre-solar grains older than Sun, including supernova origin dust, indicate Bennu contains materials from before the solar system. Findings indicate asteroids could have delivered life's ingredients to Earth about 3.5 billion years ago. Bennu's parent body likely formed 4.6 billion years ago in the outer solar system and later migrated inward. Okay, so this is important finding for establishing that life might have emerged outside of solar system and through asteroid it might have come to Earth. Now come to this one. This is also very important. The light and the lotus, relics of the awakened one. This is an exhibition which is going on in New Delhi. So what actually happened in the mid 2025, the relics of Buddha, which was collected by a person, future generation of that person was going to auction the relics of Buddha from Piprahwa. It is a village in UP. And from there, in a stupa, when an Englishman name was William Claxton Pip. When he went there and he found that there is a chest in the stupa, and in that chest there were so many boxes, at least 5 boxes, and in those boxes there were bones and there were gems and there were stones. So he found that and he took that as a private collection. Now the private collection which was with him, maybe the great grandson of this person was going to auction that. Now India went and said, no, you cannot auction that. It belongs to India. It is the historical heritage of India because it is a relic of Gautam Buddha. Piprahwa, which is there, the place is in UP, and that is why it belongs to India. So it was bought back to India. For the first display, it was given to Thailand. For the second display, it was given to Vietnam. And so yesterday, only our Prime Minister started an exhibition. And the name of that exhibition was this: the Light and Lotus Relics of the Awakened One. That's Buddha. So as you can see, during that time, during times of Buddha, there was this technology to make a crystal box, and this was there and this was also there where there was an inscription, and these were the gems and this was the person. So what happened in Piprahwa relic, the display, the exhibition has been opened in New Delhi and people can go and watch there. So it is aimed at promoting India's Buddhist heritage and cultural diplomacy. If we are going to showcase our Buddhist heritage, we are going to have good relations with most of the Indo-Pacific area. Okay, like Japan is there, South Korea is there, maybe Thailand is there, Myanmar is there, Sri Lanka is there, China is there, and so on. So it is aimed at promoting India's Buddhist heritage and cultural diplomacy. Piprahwa is an archaeological site in Siddharthnagar district of UP. It is identified with Kapira Vastu, which was the Kapilavastu was the city from where the clan of Sakya, which was the clan of Buddha, belonged to. And the relic was discovered in the year 1898 by William Claxton Pepe. And then the inscription was also there. In one of the casket, there was an inscription. As you could see here, there is something written in Brahmi script. So what was that? Relic of Buddha, the blessed one of the Sakya. So they were found inside a brick stupa. So what was there? Stone caskets filled with gems, crystal caskets, and bone fragments. It is also called Saririka relics. There might be a question: what are some of the types of relics? Three types of relics are there. The first is Saririka relics, physical remains, bone fragments, ashes, etc. The second is Paribhojika relics, object used by Buddha like robes, bowls. Okay, these are symbolic relics. Then Uddesika relics, symbolic representation like stupas, images, etc. Then one more thing was there on the first page. That was the image of a bull. That was basically to signify Jallikattu. So you should be knowing certain things about Jallikattu. So Jallikattu is a sport. It is called a bull taming sport, which is famous in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is very much linked to the culture of Tamil Nadu. Here a special category of bull is used. Kangayam breed of bull. Kangayam breed. So this breed of bull becomes important. Now it is observed on Mattu Pongal Day. Pongal is a festival of Tamil Nadu. So on Mattu Pongal Day, this event will happen. And there have been Harappan seals which have a similar sports depicted on them. So many people say they have antiquity going back to Harappan period. Now a similar cattle sport is also famous in Karnataka. It is called Kambala. It is basically buffalo race. So today we'll stop here only. And for those of you who want to prepare GK with us, you can WhatsApp me at 7764869624. The fee for that will be for UPSC prelims is 10,000 only. So here we are going to tell you something called GK Edge, which is not covered in most of the materials or in most of the resource, and they are quite important for UPSC. And that is why the name is GK Edge. So here you are going to get very refined knowledge which might help you crack the examination. So if you wish, you can enroll to us. Thank you. Thanks for watching.